Friday, episode 5, tea with... I want to keep saying tea with me, but it's tea with Maya. That's me. And, a little bit of makeup today. What do you think? I'm going to go meet my girlfriends after this tea with you guys. Did my training this morning. Oof. Burpees are not fun, but I am officially a hybrid rock star. So, I eat burpees for breakfast. I'm going to get used to the burpees. To be fair, I reckon I can become a burpee machine for us, for that team. To bring you back a little, my husband and I competed in the Hong Kong High Rocks. May 9th, we did the mixed doubles. 5 weeks ago, we signed up. 5 weeks before the race, we signed up. And I was dangerously close to becoming one with the couch. And I needed something that was shorter term. I think that's a big thing that I struggle with sometimes, that allows me to sit in this kind of habitual ease, which is no good for anybody. I'm quite good at doing the same things every day for a while until it's not okay, but changing up your routine. Hey, Lincoln, come say hi. Changing up your routine, getting off the sofa, getting yourself moving and into your body. Like, you know when it's time, you know. I think it's when you get to that point where you're ruminating and suddenly everything feels really heavy again, and everything's starting to feel a bit dark, and everything's starting to feel a bit far away, and suddenly there is no light at the end of the tunnel. What was that my dad used to say? Oh, yeah, we can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, and luckily it's not incoming traffic or incoming cars or something. And I feel like that's where you have to kind of start to learn to break your... Thanks. You gonna say hi? Break up your goals sometimes and create some of these more little interim mini side quests even that sort of pull you further towards the big goal. That's why I like working with my clients on, again, now projects versus long-term projects, now money versus future money, because it's tough. Like, you have projects that require you to do daily reps for the next 5, 10, 15 years if you want to get to certain places, but then at the same time, to actually get the quality of those reps on a daily basis over an extended period of time, it is a marathon, and marathon training is very different from sprinting training. But sometimes if the goalpost is feeling too far away and it's not making you do the quality reps that you know that you need to be doing today, then you know it's time to kind of start setting in a few new obstacles for yourself, I reckon. And that's kind of what happened. My husband's a personal trainer, and he was training at Pinnacle here. He was training some of the hybrid High Rocks athletes. And he'd mentioned, he was like, should we do it? And I was like, And then, like, a couple of days later, I was like, maybe we should do it. And he was like, I don't know. And then when I checked the tickets, the mixed doubles were almost sold out, and I just went, purchase, done. And it was amazing, like the switch in my brain and in my body after I'd made that decision, made the commitment, and we smashed it. Like 5 weeks of training, I thought I did really well. I don't think I did as good as I could have. Day after, I ended up spraining my thumb really badly. So for the 5 weeks, I had a busted thumb, which doesn't help with the grip strength for the farmer's carries and all that sort of stuff. I'm a lot smaller than my husband, so the sled push, I hadn't realized that the mixed doubles was the men's pro weight and the women's pro weight. So the sled push was like 150 kilos or something. I don't know what that is in pounds, but holy hell, when we were training in the gym, I couldn't even move it very far. I was getting very worried that I was not going to be any use at all on any of those. And then on game day, on race day, I was pleasantly surprised ourselves. We pleasantly surprised ourselves. We ended up with a 1 hour, 31-minute race time. The running is definitely where we lost a lot of the time. But it was amazing. It was hilarious. Like the second we crossed the finish line, both of us were like, yeah, I could have done that better. like a really long workout. Man, it was tough, but it was the burpees surprisingly gassed us. That station is mean. The burpees, and then for me, I was no help at that final station. The wall balls, I barely did any of the 100 that we had to do. That was ridiculous. I ended up having to try and like sit it on my shoulder and throw it like a netball because it was so slippery as well. I think again, I'm gonna need to get some gloves and stuff, but yeah. So ended up doing burpees this morning because I am officially a hybrid rock star. So I ate burpees for breakfast, and I'm pretty sure I already said that, and now I'm probably gonna say it again. But yeah, very funny. I think that 5 week period again, it just very much reminded me what happens when we get out of our own ways, get back into our own bodies, and just do the things that we know that we need to do to move to the goals that we know that we say that we want. And I think that truly is the definition of insanity. And I did it to myself for many, 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 many years. And it's tough. It's like putting a carrot on a stick on your own back and then walking towards a goal where you keep moving the goalpost, or not even that. You say you want it and then you don't do the reps that are actually going to get you there. Even if it takes you a long time, you get stuck in that planning phase of instead of the doing phase. And it's very easy to get stuck there and to completely forget sometimes that everything is a what if unless you put it into action. And it'll stay a what if until any of these actions are done. And none of it matters unless these actions get done. And I think as creators and as artists and as solopreneurs and as the ones that are having to come up with these ideas and these insights and give them to other people, it really is a case of oxygen mask on yourself first. You have to learn to take care of yourself first, because also at the end of the day, if you don't learn the skill sets of what that feels like, one, you're not embodying the lessons that you're usually already trying to teach your clients or the people around you, which is to take care of them. And, a few times I've been speaking with some of my clients. Everybody's in different industries and everybody has their own modality and their own version of the way that they teach what they teach. But I'm pretty sure a lot of the crux of it comes down to how do we impart positive action onto others through our stories and through our actions, whatever mode that was. You tend to find that people go in to teach usually the things that have helped them through a transformation or that have helped them learn a lesson or learn a skill through life, and then that is what they are able to teach and impart onto somebody else. It is their tool. It is a way of them giving you a glimpse of what it can look like for you. But at the end of the day, no one's exact toolkit is going to match up what you need. And I think it's making sure that you stay aware and you stay open to finding the different fundamentals and finding the different practices that sit nicely within you, that you enjoy doing and that you enjoy pursuing on a regular basis. Because I think the game starts to change when you realize it really does come down to what can you turn into a habit and what can you turn into a habit that you enjoy. So same with the fitness. It's for life. You don't complete fitness. And I have this chat with some of my clients and some of my colleagues and friends. I used to be a personal trainer at F45. So I'm a qualified personal trainer and martial arts instructor. When my spine injury took me off the gym floor and I went and built my marketing agency, it just showed me again how it's not one thing. We are human beings. We are made up of so many different things, but your health, your relationships, and the work that you do are all interlinked. You cannot separate the health of the human from the functioning of the brain. You cannot starve a body and work it to death and then expect it to function at a high rate and not burn out and not break. It doesn't compute like that, and I've tried many times. I've stubbornly tried to prove that wrong, and every single time it has thrown me on my ass. I joke now that it took me losing my spine for me to grow one, and I lost that at 25. That was when my big slip disc happened, and I couldn't actually stand up for an entire year. I couldn't stand up straight and walk around for an entire year without shooting pain down both my legs. And that incident, I lost my income in an afternoon, right? Before that incident, it was lunch. I was having lunch with my sisters in London, so it wasn't even an impact injury that caused it. Before that, before my trip to London, I was a full-time freelance model and events person. I was earning decent money. I felt like I was playing dress up for a job, which technically I was. And I was having so much fun running around the city that I love, doing odd jobs, managing to stay out of an office, managing to stay out of the, that 9 to 5 rat race trap. But what I hadn't realized as well, what I guess hadn't realized, but also had realized at a certain point, was that I had seen where the phases ended within the areas of the business that I was in terms of, oh, look at the light switch. Did you see that? It's now like come out from the back light. Interesting. Where I could see the phases and the shelf lives of, say, like the modeling industry. Because there is always another bunch of 16-year-old Russians that being sent over. And at a certain point, I remember some of my model friends were hilarious and melodramatic about, hitting their 20s, and God, it was hilarious when some of them hit their 30s. It was like a funeral to their 20s or to their life as they know it. It's amazing how you can keep some of those mindsets as well. It's the same as when people say, oh, it's all downhill from 30 with your health and with your fitness. It's like, yes, if you let it. Like, I'm 34, 35 in November. I am the fittest and the healthiest I've been ever in my life. And I think I'm only just getting started. And my husband's 44, and he's, again, strong and fit and moving and mobile. And when you see other people around his age that haven't done the regular training that he's done or haven't made it part of their lives, that's when age starts to tell. And I think this is, again, I'm raised in a city where I've had a lot of friends in a lot of different age groups. I remember vividly, I think I must have been 18, 19 still at the time, or maybe in my early 20s. One of my mates, Pete, he was a pilot. He was in his 40s at the time, or late 30s, maybe just ticking over into his 40s. And I remember having a afternoon drink with him one time, and he just looked at me dead straight and he just said, Maya, if there's anything that I can try to relay to you that you can take as a piece of truth, is that I'm sat here 40, I can see this changing, but inside I still feel the same. And it's only now, and I think there's certain things only time in life will teach you. I think there are old souls born, that have crazy experiences early in their life that are able to relate to other people. I feel like I'm one of those. I've been dealt a hand of a lot of pain and a lot of interesting experiences that, even, say, the other night when I was sat with one of my mum's friends, old family friends, talking about her sciatica and her back pain. I've been in that pain, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody, but I know how debilitating that feels. And I know, say, as a coach, it's not the same as just going, oh, feelings and follow the plan type thing when it comes to certain elements of your life. But at the same time, I also know that sitting in that pain is also not the solution. I've changed my life and changed careers and changed tracks often enough to know that it's not the end of the world when you shift. It's the start of something new, and it's the start of whatever you decide you're going to make it. But life goes on, the world keeps spinning, the next day comes up, and it's just, yeah, I think we're very good at thinking that we can handle staying at a lower rate or going, fuck, this is it, this is just my lot in life, this is just how life is. And I've been very wary over the last however many years, but I'm pretty sure over my lifetime, of questioning any of those thoughts. My phone cloud storage is full, so I'm going to end on that thought. But watch the stories that you tell yourself. Watch the limitations you place on your own language. Watch where you say, I can't do this because of X. I can't, or this is just the way that it is. because it's not. The way that it is was made up by somebody that probably didn't even know what they were doing anyway. And the more and more I get into rooms of bigger and bigger business owners and people that are doing other things, nobody knows what they're doing. The world is so much more malleable than we give it credit for, but that we also sometimes allow ourselves to believe. So yeah, before I get cut off again on another my phone is storage, I got a lot of admin to do, life admin to do this afternoon. I got my receipts to file. I got, oh, that was a little burp. I got iPhone storage to clear up and sort out. And yeah, we did 5 episodes this week. I'm very proud of myself for doing that. I enjoy this setup. I enjoy this chatting, and I hope you guys enjoy this too. And message comments. Let's see. Like, I'd love to discuss what's going on for you guys as creators and building, and the ups and the downs, and just the paradoxes of the difficult and the easy, and the pushing and the flow, and the everything that you have to experience, you know, going through these layers of breaking yourself down and building yourself back up. But again, your fitness, your health, your sanity, your nervous system, you gotta put that back. You gotta put that back at the center. And if it helps, not that it will, it took me 2 years to calm my nervous system to the point that I wasn't panicking when I had messages coming in from my phone, and to even just decondition myself from being on my phone the second that I woke up and being on social media. So give yourself a break. It takes time, but put in the actions towards where you know you want to go. And in the meantime, if you're looking for some help, or you're looking for some guidance, or just, you know, I don't know, if you're looking for something that I offer, links in bios, links in my descriptions. I've got my sidekicks that I'm building that I'm very excited about. They're going to help creators actually come out of their shells and use their stories and what they know and stand in their own confidence online. So check out Maja Studios if you're interested in that. If you're looking for a kick-in-the-butt 90-minute strategy session, I have those available as well. If you want to dig deeper and get to the roots and you want to pull up your human design charts, we can dive into that too. My older sister does the charts. So again, little family magic in there too. She does the charts, I do the strategy, and we start building from what makes sense for you. That doesn't negate the work, it doesn't negate the trial and error that comes with it, but it definitely hones in on cutting out the shoulds. And that I have found very useful for my clients, because they can stand in it and not look at these shiny object syndromes and just trust that their intuition was correct the first time. So those are the charts if you want to have a look at that. They're my one-on-one sessions. And then if you'd like to work with me longer for one-on-one, I have 3-month packs. You can send me a message and we can see if we're the right fit. But yeah, Friday, Tea with Maja. I will see you guys Monday. I'm going to take the weekends off and just have this as a Monday to Friday series and see how it goes. Hope the comments start coming through. I'd like to start talking about different topics. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. Happy Friday, guys. Enjoy. Take care of yourselves.